everybody. Welcome to Nine9 Nation, episode 11.
11.
Yeah.
That's lucky, right? 1-1.
I feel...
Sure.
Is that a lucky thing?
It's
is
lucky.
now.
It's not You're lucky because the three of us are sitting here. So yes.
I would have to agree. Today we have Jackie and Jess.
What's up?
Who we've met before.
Right.
And Jackie just got a new family member.
I did. Well, actually, she's a puppy. Her name's Ren. We officially named her Ren.
Oh, you didn't go with a J name? I mean, a PB name?
No,
What's a
no,
PB
we
name?
didn't.
I told her she should name the dog something with PB so she can have PB and J because Jethro is a J.
So, like,
What
peanut
name would
butter or...
You're not going to name your dog Peanut Butter.
I honestly thought that was a good name. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we did have a dog in mind. She was a rescue, and she was a little bit older. And unfortunately, it didn't work out with our dog, so we ended up getting an entirely, new puppy, new situation and everything. So we went and got her from the Animal Welfare Society, and she's just great. She's really awesome. I love her. I mean, it's like you said, it's like we have a new little family member.
Yeah. What kind of dog?
She's a Pitbull mix. So she looks just like our current dog, which is also a mix. So my husband's convinced they came from the same litter, but they really did not.
It's really funny because they do look exactly alike.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the rescue put up a picture of all of us because we had to bring Jethro to the rescue, have the dogs meet and everything. And they took a picture of us, and someone made the comment like, well, they couldn't not get this dog. It looks exactly like her other dog.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cute.
That's true.
Yeah.
How old is this dog?
This dog is 12, well, now 13 weeks. I've had her for a full week, so
She's still a baby.
yeah, she really is.
Is she trained and stuff?
No, she's not trained, but she does pick up quickly. So within a week of having her, she's already nailed 4 commands: sit, lay down, get out of my kitchen, go outside. So she's getting it. She's still a puppy though, so she, there's an accident here or there, but
Puppies are like babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
They really are. When I got Logan, so I have a Pitbull as well, and he's now 3, but I got him at 6 weeks. He was really young.
Wow.
But it's like having a child because every 3-4 hours you have to feed them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to run them outside. And and then they want to play, and then they just want to sleep.
Not
but it's
only
like
that,
they wake me up.
They go
every
for
3
the
hours.
cords. They go for
yeah,
the
you gotta
couch.
baby-proof
They
your
don't
house.
know boundaries. So it's like you have to eyes on them constantly. You have to be on top of them because they're going after something.
So
they're
what
not
do you
supposed
do when
to.
you're at work?
She goes in a kennel.
Okay.
It's just the safest bet, and it's a big old kennel. So she's got a bed in there, and she does have kind of this area where she could use the bathroom, but she doesn't.
Oh, that's good.
So it's awesome.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's good. Logan was crate trained too.
yeah.
And I was actually nervous. It's so funny. So when you have a puppy and you crate train them, when it comes time to leave them out, that's the most terrifying time because you're like, oh my God, am I going to come home and my whole house is ripped apart? I just picture the couch stuffing everywhere. But he didn't do anything. Logan was actually really good for a pit bull
That's good.
because they can be destructive when they're puppies because they just don't know better. But
Jethro would literally go after papers. Just so if I
he
had a
still does
paper
that.
on the coffee table and we ran to the grocery store real quick, I came back and that paper was shredded like it went through a paper shredder.
Yeah.
And I said to Stan, I was like, if I had homework, I'd probably leave it out and use that excuse my dog ate my homework and take a picture
Yeah.
of it. Because he would just, I don't know what it was, but he's broken that habit, thank goodness. But yeah.
My dog goes after remotes and shoes, but he doesn't chew them up. It's like he just does it for attention. He just will go grab a shoe and then come walking by you and then just sit down with it. Like, you gonna come get it?
Oh my gosh. If I see something in their mouth they're not supposed to have, I'm immediate. I freak out and I run after them, which you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to chase them. And then I've been trying to teach her drop it. And so, I think I scare her, though, when I'm like, drop it! And she's, and we'll just look
did
at
I
me.
do something wrong?
Yeah, exactly. But she's getting it. I'm very happy. She gives us, a lot of joy in our house, but it's still that stress of a
cute.
puppy.
You don't have any dogs.
No.
Have you ever had a dog?
I've never had a dog.
Or a pet at all?
I was going to say any.
No, I don't think so. I think I maybe had a fish one time.
Okay. Okay.
Did it die?
I must have. I don't recall.
Was it like
It
a
was like a
carnival
carnival
fish?
fish.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, the little
So,
The little
goldfish in the
goldfish.
bag?
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
are like feeder fish, something like.
and then you
Usually
get 'em-
don't make it past
no.
like a month.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe
if
that's
that
why
long.
it's a foggy memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so crazy. I had a parakeet, a hamster, a couple cats, dogs.
I honestly, yeah, same thing. I've had pets my whole life. We had a Chihuahua that lived till he was 16, and then we had, English Mastiffs, which are the Sandlot
Ooh.
dog.
Okay.
Which is super funny. BuzzFeed just put out this thing that a Mastiff had to be rescued off a mountain
I
because he
saw
was
that.
too tired.
I saw that he was like 180 pounds or
190,
something.
190 pounds.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah, which my Mastiff, we had two. One was 250 and the other
Wow.
was 185. So
That's
that would have been
insane.
Maggie up there.
That's
But-
like a person.
That's
a
more
big
than a person. Yeah.
I mean, because I was in like junior high when we had him, so Max, the big boy, I would just wrap around his neck and he would carry me through the house. He could. He was like a horse. It was crazy. They slept
crazy.
on like actual mattresses and stuff because they were just big dogs, big dogs. But so yeah, and then we had finches. And then recently, I actually, like in my adult life, had a couple dogs and everything. So it's like, I think I'll always have a pet. I really do. They're like my family members.
I think, yeah, they are. And speaking of family members, we were actually just talking about this yesterday, like
oh yeah, after work we were hanging
Yeah.
out for a minute.
work relationships, like with your coworkers. If you think about it, you spend more time with your coworkers
Oh,
than you
totally.
do with your family.
Yeah.
Or so it feels like it.
My brother is 3 rooms away from me. I haven't seen him in like 7 days.
No way.
Really?
I swear I have not seen. I mean, I was traveling for a few of them, but aside from that, I really have not seen at least 7 days. If I had to sit down and think about it, it's probably been a little bit more than that.
But as soon as you came back from traveling, you walk in the room where, hey,
Yeah.
At work though, it's different.
Yeah.
I went and came back, and I think I texted him and I asked him just something while I was out, and he's like, "Oh, well, aren't you at home?" I was like, "Actually, I'm on the other side of the country," but
oh my gosh,
He didn't even know.
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So like I see you guys like way more
Yeah.
than I see my family.
Totally. And you just like learn little things about each other, and so you maybe want to follow up on it. So
Oh, yeah.
this time next week I'll be like, hey, have you seen your brother yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, or even like when something happens to one of us, like if somebody gets sick, or like their kid is sick, or your dog is sick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone's always like, that's like the first thing they talk about when you walk in the room. Like, how are you feeling? Is it okay? Is the dog okay? Are you okay? Are your
And
kids
it's
okay?
genuine. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like, hey, you were gone, so
No,
get back
it's nothing
to
like
it.
that.
It's hey,
It's
are
like
you okay?
actual
Are you-
concern.
Yeah.
I
Which is
wonder
good.
if every company is like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think everybody has sort of those kind of relationships?
I've worked at other companies where they asked, but it wasn't such like actual genuine concern. I think it was more of like a pleasantry, like you had to do it because otherwise you were like a mean person. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like they asked, but it wasn't like when we ask and we're like sitting there and like something happens and we'll like get teary eyed because
Yeah.
we feel
Yeah.
sad for you too.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
it's not like that. No.
Well, we know a lot about each other too.
Absolutely. I've actually worked for a place that was a bit more stuffy, I would say, where it was cubicles, you're kind of in your own little realm and everything, and literally you did not see somebody unless you maybe got up for coffee with them or something like that. So I don't want to say that sort of interpersonal relationship was like deterred, but like you were there to work.
it
You
just
weren't-
didn't
Yeah.
come naturally to that environment.
Exactly. And so they almost liked it because it to them was less drama, was less
Yeah.
clicks, was
Yeah.
less because it was a huge company. So kind of coming back to 9-9, I was like, man, I missed this.
Well, we were
Yeah,
talking
I
about it
really
yesterday, is that like we feel like our company is a culture. Like
Yeah.
even if you join the company and like you don't understand the culture, like either you most likely will filter yourself out just because you're not going to enjoy it. Like it's,
Right.
you're not going to enjoy the day to day.
Right.
Whereas like we look forward to this culture because we've meshed so well, and it's
Yeah.
in our nature. You can't really like teach this.
Right.
No.
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And I think
you
that
fit.
helps with work.
Right, it does.
It helps, just if I need something from you work related, I can openly talk to you about it or reach out to you or something like that. Whereas, if I sat quiet all day or
Yeah.
something like that, I might feel hesitant to reach out to you or something like that.
Yes.
It makes it easier to work as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and even with our talent, like they're part of our family. Like when I see
Right.
them come through the doors and I'm like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Right.
You weren't at the last workshop. What happened? And, I had to work or this or that. But we look forward to seeing our 9-9 talent family and our 9-9 photographer family and our instructor. It's all just one big family. And when you're not to be a part of it just feels like this amazing place where it's like this little club, but everyone just is so happy and wants to see you succeed and like see you thrive. And I'm sure even with you guys, like client services or talent services, like when you get on the phone with someone and you've built that relationship from the day they've signed up to them going on a shoot or booking something, like you're happy for them like you'd be happy for a family member.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
It's so funny to hear Shug pick up the phone. You never know if it's a client, a talent, somebody in the office that maybe just called her extension. You don't know because she's just like, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? What's up? You know, it's very upbeat and everything because, like you said, no matter who you are, if you are a part of the 9-9 family, we're going to treat you like family.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just as simple as that.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
It's nice
It
though.
is.
You don't
It
get
is.
that
Yes.
everywhere else,
No.
and it's something that I'm so grateful to be a part of the family, and I'm so grateful that it grows. Like I love when it grows and it gets bigger, and like there's more people to talk to and more to keep up with, and just the happenings. Like I love a little bit of like organized chaos in my life.
Yeah.
And I
me
think
too.
9-9 is organized chaos in my life.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too when somebody new kind of on boards and they're sitting back here with us and everything, and they might have like a one-on-one with me because I'm the first one in the morning, and so they'll go, well, how long have you guys worked together? And
Really?
Yeah, like they just don't, they think that either you're related or something like
Yeah.
that because you just get along so well, but it's like once you start breaking it down for them, like, no, we just kind of act like a family together, then they join in. And it's like, it's just great, because like I said, I came from somewhere where it was not, you just went in, you stared at your computer, you left. And then I come here and it's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Jess, how was your vacation? It's it's really great. It's a good feeling. For sure.
awesome.
Everyone's just a part of everyone's lives, including the talent too. It's funny, because I talk to talent a lot because I call them for auditions and bookings. And like you said, we're talking to the same people. And so what's going on in their lives, they share with you a lot. And then you share with them, the similarities that you have. But then you get to see them grow too. And you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I got requested for this. Or, they're called because they got booked for something.
Yeah.
And that's like the best part of my day.
Well, it's like it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was going to
it
say.
is. It's instant
Absolutely.
gratification.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the best.
I miss that. I miss being a part of well, I guess we were talent and client services when I was in the department, but you're so right. It was so great hearing those stories. I loved when Diamond White's mom would call and
Yes.
give us updates. And
she was so cute. I remember after she got done doing the Color Purple tour,
Yep.
Debbie called and she said, Diamond wants to come up. She's got something for you guys. And she came up and she had bought us all belts, like these really sparkly, like it had
that's
like
so
a
cute.
sparkly belt buckle. And she was like, she insisted on using her money that she earned to buy you guys a gift because
That's
she
so
was
sweet.
so thankful. I mean, she was only like 8 or 9.
I was going to say, she was
She's
young.
like, she picked them out herself, and she was just so proud to give us the gifts that she bought with her own money from being able to land that tour, and that was so cute.
I love updates like that.
That's
oh my
the
gosh.
best.
Yeah.
But it's even the little stuff. Like you were telling me you're booking a commercial for something the other day. And it's like, okay, well, the kids have school on this day. And you're like mentally keeping that in your head. Like, okay, so I know that their schedule's like this. So I need to make sure that if I'm going to book them for this, then they need to be off of school and they need to work with their family. Like, you know the intimate details of their life. It's not just like, oh, I can book this person, they're available. You're like, okay, but you know there's scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's not normal.
And it's like, you know, while we say, you know, we are not an agency, we are not your agents, but we are like family.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I am going to know that schedule. I am going to know if, you know, you're 6 to 10,
Yes.
that Monday through Friday, you're probably busy.
Yes.
But
So-
that's too because we're not an agency, although we are the middle person between clients and talent, because a lot of casting directors and clients, especially on the higher end, they don't accept submissions from talent. And it's not anything against the talent.
Right.
They can't, because if they did, they would be flooded with hundreds to thousands of submissions that they would just never be able to get through.
Right.
It would crash their emails. You know, you have to think of how big of an attachment is when you're sending a photo or a video.
Yeah.
So what's great for us is we're able to put everybody in one submission
Right.
that won't crash a client's email, and we can put from one talent to 1,000
Yeah.
or more talent if we need to, and submit the talent and then work directly with the client one-on-one to help them book their project. We can take all the, you know, the tedious legwork from them.
Well, the leg up that this group of talent has, as opposed to somebody just blindly sending in something, is that there's a relationship there.
Right.
It's not
Exactly.
just a random email that I have. There's an association with.
Exactly.
I have an email from Angela Lee, or I have an email from Kristen, or I have an email from Justin, or whoever it may be. That I know this person.
Right.
We
Right.
have worked together. There is a relationship, so I'm going to open this email.
Right.
As opposed to, like, if I don't work in that department. If they got an email from me, they'd be like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you build a relationship with the client, and then, like, even yesterday we had one of the clients in New York who's a big casting director that we've worked with for years, reached out to us directly with a breast cancer awareness print ad that they're doing, and it pays from like $2,000 to $5,000 depending on the usage that they're using. But I was able to submit like 60 people, and they requested 13 of them.
Really?
And I mean, she got back to me right away, like, oh, thank you so
Awesome.
much for the awesome people. You know, like, here's everybody that we want to see.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. That's why we build relationships, not just with the talent, not just with our employees, but with the casting directors and the clients too, and the instructors and the photographers. We all work together as one big team to help the talent succeed, to help the client succeed,
Yeah.
to help Nine9 succeed, because we all work in conjunction with each other to make that happen.
Absolutely.
The end goal is not exactly the same for each one of these
Right.
people, but it's the same result once it gets done,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
which is one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's value across the board for everybody involved.
Right.
What about hobbies?
Hobbies.
Do you guys have any hobbies?
My hobby is food.
How is a
What a
food
great
hobby? What
hobby.
does that even mean? because you make these amazing platters.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, but
okay.
like, even aside from that, though, like, I do make like cool food platters. But aside from that,
She totally
She
just
just
undersold
underplayed that. Yeah,
oh my gosh,
100%.
they're amazing. The Collective Table, if I'm not mistaken, follow it on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll post
It's
the link.
beautiful, beautiful spreads.
thank you. But so, I went to Nashville last weekend, and I think in a 4-day time span, I think I went to probably 20 different.
What?
20?
Do you eat 5
Like,
times a
I would-
day?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay,
so,
so,
that's
like-
about 5 places a day.
No, it was bad. Like, I would wake up in the morning. Like, so Friday morning, I woke up. I went to, like, a boutique, like, coffee place, had a
Okay.
coffee.
So
Then-
you're counting that.
Okay, I think it counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
it's like a...
I don't count
Drink.
that.
I count that.
and
So I
drink,
count that.
beverage.
Because I wasn't getting, like, a black coffee. I was getting, like,
Okay.
specialty, like, weird things that I wanted to try because they're unique to that
Okay.
store or
Yeah,
whatever.
Sure.
So I would go get a cool coffee. I'd go work out, whatever. I'd come back. I'd go to brunch, leave brunch, go shopping for maybe an hour, go get a drink somewhere, have like a small snack,
Okay. Sure.
okay, which I'm not sure how I was able to do this, but I did it. Have a small snack, leave there, go walk another like probably mile or two, just like hanging out in the
Okay.
city. go and have something else.
Lunch. No.
Now I'm at lunch.
Yeah.
Now I'm at lunch. Have finished lunch.
Okay.
Go like hang out some more, drink whatever, sightsee.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, take a shower, get ready,
And then
go
a
to
dinner.
like a late dinner.
Sure.
Okay, like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Go out after that. And then get like a snack at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Sure. See, okay, so what I pay attention to in all of that, I'm like, she's shopping. There are the calories burned.
Yeah.
She's walking around sightseeing.
Yeah.
There are the calories burned. And then
Correct.
I just dance my butt off.
Yes.
There are the calories
No, and I actually did work out like almost every single day.
Okay.
Good for you.
I
Yeah,
had to. I was
really.
eating 5
How
times
can
a
you work
day.
out on
I would not.
vacation. No way. Not a chance.
I couldn't. I mean, I would be too busy eating.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's what was happening. There was actually one time where I was like at the gym. My friends were like, "Come on, man, we want to go get food," and I was like, "We just finished eating." Like,
You know what? Sometimes you have to remind yourself or remind others, like, we just ate. You're just in vacation mode. So
Yes.
You want to try new things.
Yes.
You want to see new places.
well, we walked into it with like a list of like, if you can try to go to like, it was not exaggerating, 25 different restaurants, and they were like, just go to as many as you can because they're all so good.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, like I took it like whatever with a grain of salt.
You did not. You took it as challenge accepted.
No. Well, I think my friends were like, okay, no, we are going to do this. And you should have seen on the plane home, they were so bitter because we didn't go to one of the spots that
Just
apparently was like a big deal.
Aw.
And I was like, do you guys realize how much food we had?
I would love if there were like a calorie counter like
Oh,
throughout all of the meals and all of the
I would
days.
not want to know.
But don't you feel like vacation makes you more hungry?
Well, it was weird because I got back, I mean, next morning, I'm like at home, my first full day at home. I think I had a juice and maybe
Well, that's what I'm saying.
like
The
a small
detox.
salad. One, I needed to detox. And two, I just wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something about, like, I can go on one meal a day and be fine. But if I'm on vacation, I have to have breakfast, which I never eat. I have to have lunch. I have to have dinner. And then, like, a few snacks in between.
right. But I think it's that. I think it is because you're out, you're sightseeing.
Yeah.
I don't just leave my house Saturday morning to go sightsee around
That's true.
Metro
No.
Detroit. You
But
know?
I have to tell you, after this last, I was like, I could have done this in Ann Arbor. I could have done this in downtown Detroit. Like, I could have done this. Really, I could have done this almost anywhere. I like forced myself to obviously block out like several hours and days.
Sure.
Where like mentally I was like checked out of the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I was to try to do it here, I still wouldn't be like
No.
present.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But I 100% could have had a very similar trip.
Oh my gosh.
But it's different when you're somewhere
It is
else.
different.
I
It
think
is.
so.
Yeah.
And the
think
people
so.
watching is different, and the
Yep.
like because I actually saw like a cowboy, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, I'm in Nashville."
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
because
makes
it would be
sense.
random for a cowboy to
Yeah.
walk through Detroit.
Oh yeah, like imagine in Greek town, like I just
Yeah.
wouldn't even, he would be like the biggest talking point in the world
Right,
at that
right,
moment.
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
like in Nashville, it was like normal. Every TV had Dolly Parton, and I was like,
Really?
Yes. Well, she
I
was
love that.
celebrating her 50-year anniversary at the
Oh.
Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
all the like bars and restaurants were like playing it, and it was like I literally saw her face in that weekend more than I have in my entire life. And it was so funny because it was like, this is not. I would never see this in Detroit.
No.
No.
Never.
Did you see any celebrities while you were there?
No. I saw a few that were on TV that were on like you know that show Very Cavalieri with Kristen
Yes.
Cavalieri on E.
Yeah.
I saw a few of the people from that show.
Oh, that's right. She does live
It's
there.
in Nashville. I didn't know
forgot
it was
about
filmed in
that.
Nashville. I guess. I mean, I guess I knew that.
But you never
I never
registered.
registered,
Yeah.
but then I saw them like legit again. I was ordering food at the bar, and they were ordering food next to me at the bar.
Oh, okay.
And so like we spoke for a few minutes, but like I kind of even while I was talking to them, it didn't really click with me until they walked away, and my sister was sitting next to me, and she's like to me, "Do you know they introduced themselves? Like, did you pay attention to their names?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "What were their names?" She's like, "They're literally on TV. You watch them on TV." I was like,
Who was it? Like her assistant? Like
"It
those
was
people?
that Brittany girl, the one that's like her manages the shop
the
or
shop.
whatever."
Yep. Okay.
And then it was the blonde girl that does like the customer service for their company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was one of the other guys.
No
And like a
kidding.
bunch of other people that they were with. but
so
like
cool.
it did not even.
Didn't register.
Because I'm used to seeing them on TV. I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
used to seeing them in real life.
Right.
I didn't know they look normal in real life.
Well, if you ever ran into celebrities,
Have I? I feel like I have. I've run into like musicians. I ran into, I can't remember his name, but he was on like, I know he was on The Sopranos, and I think he was the nephew. He has got a big old nose. I cannot remember his name, but I just saw him in Royal Oak, and I actually
Really?
kind of shoulder bumped him, and he apologized to me, but it was totally my fault. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, you're famous."
Well, I don't know if I told you guys a couple of weeks ago I was at the gym, and like there's fairly often you're gonna find like big celebrity athletes, like local celebrity
yeah,
athletes
right.
at the gym that I work out at.
yeah.
And I legitimately walked into one of them. And he walked into me. Like, we were not paying attention. I was on my phone. He was messing with his AirPods.
That's
or
what happened to
something.
me.
And, like,
Except
we
for he
walked
was paying
into each other. Oh, no. I was not. He was not. I don't think he was, I suppose. And it was so funny because he's like, he's an athlete. He's a big person. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I got back. I got to my machine, and the girl's like to me, the girl on the treadmill next to me goes to me, "Did you know who that was?" I was like, was I supposed to know who that was?
Wait, doesn't that question set you in a panic? Like, no, I didn't know
No.
who that was.
I mean, I'm more likely to bump into a politician and know who they are than I
Yeah.
am an athlete.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
That happened to me with Vin Diesel. I didn't know who he
Oh.
was. And because I think this was like, we're talking back when I lived in LA. So this is like back in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right after the first Fast and the Furious came out. And we were having lunch on the back lot of Universal. And he said something to me or something like that. And I don't even remember what it was. He said something, but we chatted for a second. And we were walking out. And everyone's like, "Oh, my God. Don't you know who that is?" I'm like, "No, who the hell is that?" "That's Vin Diesel." I'm like, "Who's Vin Diesel?" They're like, "He's in these movies." I was like, "Marissa, I have no idea what you're talking about."
Because people are real people. Like,
Yeah,
on
exactly.
TV, they feel like these, like, out of reach. You'll never speak to them again. You'll never speak to them. You'll never see them. They're their characters. They're not even real people.
Yeah.
But then when you see them as real people, you're like, huh?
You know
Yeah.
what's funny, too, is another time I was having lunch there, and I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of walking, and someone opened the door for me on the way out. And I turned, and he was like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Good, how are you? Thanks." And then I had to do a double take, and it was the dude, Jeff Bridges.
Awesome.
I was like, oh, that's what it was. He opened it for me, and I'm thanks, and he's like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "Good, how are you?" And that's when I like did the double take, and he smiled. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh my
Bridges just opened the door
gosh.
for me. He was taking his mom to lunch.
That is awesome. And some of our talent get that experience too when they're on set. We actually had a talent that got to see Emma Roberts on a new Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's playing a role on there, and he's like, "It's my first celebrity sight."
Well, that's like a good celebrity site. Like,
Yeah.
Emma Roberts, I feel like
Yeah.
is a good celebrity
Yeah,
site.
she
if I
is.
ran into her, I feel like I would know
Yes.
who she is, and I
Yes.
would apologize to her for sure.
For shoulder checking her.
So he was super excited, and I think he just kind of said the same thing. He was like, once I saw her, I was like, okay, she's working a job.
Yeah.
I'm working a job.
Yes.
These are two real people
Yes.
just
Well, it's
making a living.
It's
Yes.
funny too because when you meet celebrities, like I think people assume things about them, like
Absolutely.
like they are just people and they act like just people.
Right.
Most of them anyways.
Right.
I'm sure I've met a few that weren't the nicest. But for the
But
most
you've
part,
met a few regular
Regular
people that
people.
yeah,
weren't the
that's
nicest
exactly
either.
what I was
Exactly.
thinking.
So
for the most part, the celebrities I've met have been more down to earth and laid back and cool than everyday people you just
Yes.
randomly run into.
That's awesome.
And what's cool for our talent too is we, for 10 years, exclusively booked the models for the Emmy and the Golden Globe Award gift lounges.
Nice.
And
So
you want to
that's
talk
like-
about celebrities? I did it one year.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
The first year we did it, I happened to be in California, so I actually worked the event. And I remember just stopping at one point and looking around the room, like the amount of celebrities that were in one room
that's so crazy.
was insane. Vin Diesel was there. Again, it was weird. I
Hello,
met
Vin.
him a few times. That was random. Terrence Howard, Marcia Gay Harden. I mean, there was
Wow.
so many, I couldn't even list them all. Jeremy Piven, there was a ton.
But then you get back to, okay, I'm here to do my
But they
job.
were so
I'm
cool,
here-
like so
yeah.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
every one of them. Yeah, super nice.
And it's not, I mean, it's not necessarily that you can relate with a big star because you might not be getting the roles that they're getting, but at some point they started at
Yes.
the bottom. They
Yes.
started as either a background or
Yeah.
as,
Yeah.
maybe a line here or there with the main actor or actress. And
Yes.
they've worked their way up and they've gotten that experience, that exposure and everything, and they've gotten to where they are so that maybe one of our talent can work their way up and have somebody looking at them like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it can happen. You have to persevere. You have to
Yes.
not give up. You can't get discouraged. That is the biggest piece of advice because you're going to be told no.
Yeah.
That's inevitable. Nobody's told
I
yes
think
100%
one of the
of the
biggest
time.
misconceptions that I hear is, oh, they're so lucky that it happened.
Yes.
I think that's, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Nobody's lucky.
No.
I worked really hard.
Right.
to get to the point that I'm at. I attended workshops. I put money into my career. I went to photo shoots. I talked to people. I was rejected. I worked really hard
Yeah.
to get to where I am. Nobody gets lucky.
It had nothing
No.
to do with luck.
Yeah.
It
No.
had everything to do with hard work, determination, and like you said, persevering.
Yeah.
It's
It can
just-
take you 15, 20 years to get your SAG card.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't mean to.
It doesn't
to-
happen overnight.
No,
Right, and it doesn't mean to
That
quit.
is the biggest thing is you have to be realistic. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It can take years and years. I mean, look at even Vin Diesel didn't start his career till later in life.
No.
Yeah.
There are a lot of actors that do not
Yeah.
really get there. And then you
They don't get their
find out
break.
they don't get their break until
Yeah.
a lot later in life. And then once they do, you find out they had like a 1 minute role in this,
Right.
and a 1
Yeah,
minute
right,
role in
right.
that,
Yeah.
and or they were
Right.
constantly, woman number 4 or
Yeah.
whatever it was,
Exactly, yeah.
like several
Yeah.
times before they got to this point. Like, that's work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not luck.
No,
Exactly.
And
you're
that's
right.
the biggest misconception. And I'm glad that we can try to clear it up and that everyone
Yeah.
else really should.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
not a pretty process. It takes a lot of work and effort.
It
And
does.
once you get there, it pays off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for 9 Nation episode 11, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.